a silly machine. It has no real function, but it amuses me. Basically, we've got an arm that goes round, picks up a ping pong ball, goes round, puts it on a rack, lets it roll down, and it goes back, and the ping pong and the arm stops. So I just have a button that I press so that it goes across, comes down, picks up the ball, moves it round, drops it at the top of the rack, and it rolls back down to the bottom. So how have I done it? Well, basically what I've got is an arm with a servo at the end. So the servo here has on its horn a piece of thin wire that comes up to these gears here. I've used gear wheels. It was an experiment. I've put the servo at the end to try and balance the weight of the arm on this particular servo, or the weight of the gripper on this particular servo. The idea was to look at a gripper to see if I could build a better gripper. Of course, I have been working on the Mi arm, a 4 degrees of freedom, which uses these type of grippers, whereby they have a cogs built into the end so that they go round and one of them moves and then the other one. But on the Mi arm, the servos at the end of the arm, putting weight on the end of the arm, so the arm tends to be overbalanced. So by using these gear wheels and putting the servo at that end, hopefully it's more balanced. The servo at this end then is just fastened by 2 bits of wood, which are fastened onto the main arm. The gear wheels at this end just rest on a T-piece that comes across the end. Here it's just a bit of wooden dowel for the gear wheel. The moved up and down by this servo here, which just connects directly onto this arm. So as that servo turns, the arm goes up and down. And at the bottom then I have this servo, which I mounted into a lump of wood for some reason, just a way of mounting it so that it will tilt backwards and forwards. So the up and down servo is mounted onto this cross piece, which mounts straight on the top of the rotate servo. Taking the wires out of the top towards the controller. Could have used different types of controller, could have used the Uno, which are quite big and bumbly, or what seems to be most popular at the present time is the sort of Nano. The Nano has the advantage it's almost as good as a Uno and has a USB port on it so that we can program it directly from the computer. Haven't bothered with that though. I went some time ago for these, which I think's a Mini Pro. This one happens to be 3.3 volts, so that I can drive it from the cells here. These are a couple of discarded vape cells, which I'm using to control it. To get the 3.3 for the Mini Pro, I've just put a normal silicon diode in to drop the 4.2 down to something like 3.5, which seems to work okay with these boards. The other discarded vape drives the servos. They seem to work quite well on the whatever it is, 4.2, 3.7 to 4.2 volts of the discarded vape. To program the Mini Pro though, or Pro Mini, then I need a programmer, which of course is built in to the Nano. So the Nano has a built-in programmer and connects directly, but the Mini Pro doesn't. So I just need to connect the Mini Pro to the programmer, and then this goes to the USB. This will come down and program the Mini Pro. So yeah, that's my little gizmo. I really like it, think it's good, and a lot of other people do as well. It has to be turned on, of course, with both switches before it will actually move and go down and pick up the tennis ball, table tennis ball. So it comes round and back. So if we try it again, down it comes, picks up the table tennis ball and goes round. It certainly amuses me, could watch it all day. But anyway, better move on. So it's bye now, bye.